We got to see some real lawyering today. Well, mostly. Fuel me once here, drive instructor of the world. There was a move to dismiss Amber's counterclaim. Nope, leave it for the jury to decide. They started with Walter Hamada. He's the president of the DC-based film productions in Warner Brothers Studio. He says very clear, Amber Heard was not rehired. They only exercised an option on her contract. So she didn't lose any money. They paid her what they were supposed to pay her. She was not going to be able to get any more because their policy is not to renegotiate except under special circumstances. They did think about not exercising that option after they talked with the director, the producer, and Jason Momoa himself. Why? Very bad chemistry with Jason Momoa. Very bad. In fact, they had to do so much editing to correct it, they said it was a real pain. But they decided to use it for Aquaman 2. Now, there were many scripts, he said, at least 6 in the first few months of Aquaman 2. Amber's only using the first one. Amber's side goes to the Camille Vasquez School of Cross-Examination because they actually do great, the first 2 witnesses. I mean, they look like a real legal team for a while there. They couldn't hold it together, though. They let the 2 worst attorneys loose, including Elaine, by the way, who actually read testimony damaging to her own client into evidence today. And listen, if Amber hadn't brought up the counterclaim and she hadn't appeared as a witness, those 2 things alone have killed her case. They've allowed in more damaging testimony and evidence than her case would have been without those things. So she's really just hurt herself. Dr. David Kolber, Johnny's actual hand surgeon, says, hey, yeah, there were some bad injuries with Johnny, and it's pretty consistent. By the way, he had a plaster cast on his hand for about 12 weeks. It only had plaster at the top and the bottom, so the middle was all soft. And because 2 fingers, at least 2, maybe 3 fingers were taped together, he couldn't have grabbed anyone for those 12 weeks. That's going to come back into play, during the rebuttal. Richard Marx, not the 80s singer, a real movie expert. Pretty entertainment lawyer. He says Catherine Arnold never presented any evidence at all. She has no credibility. There were no real numbers, and we have to completely reject her testimony. She didn't even know who the current Batman was. By the way, it's not Zen to hear Zendaya pronounced Zendaya, the whole court testimony. And Elaine actually does say Pirates of the Caribbean, not Pirates of the Caribbean. She pronounces everything weird, including another attorney's name today. All right, there's going to be a part 2 right now. Go check it out. It'll finish up. It's a big one. On the road of life, drive kind.